Okay, in the last part we stopped here with the countdown timer, and we saw that it displayed pretty nicely. So let's get rid of this program and start using, let's say, the touch sensor. So normally when we work with a sensor, we will have something in the code like do something until a sensor senses something and then stop, or move until you feel something and then stop, that kind of thing. So in other words, we need a type of command that will say wait until something's happened. Okay, so let's see, there's a wait until, so you use wait until something's happening, and obviously you need to compare it. Is something happening or not? So we need a comparison for that. So let's say we're going to compare it, and you'll see these blocks fit together. That shape fit together, so that's standard code, Scratch programming again, very easy to use. And we'll see touch sensor. I think we're going to pull the, okay, let's see if we can find a sensor, button sensor, temperature sensor, touch sensor for P2, so we are going to drop it straight in there. And 15, no, we want to set it to 0. By default it is 1. In other words, when it's just hanging around there on the robot in front of it, like there, it is, when it's out and the robot standing still like that, its value is high. In other words, 1. If you press it, it changes to 0. That's how it works. So wait until touch sensor is pressed, and what shall we do? Let's do something quickly to get it to make us happy. So okay, we'll display okay, let's just do this. I'm going to make a little square with a yellow dot in the middle. There we go. So display that yellow dot for me. Controls, wait 1 second. Okay, let's make it a little bit longer just for fun of it. Again, 4 seconds. And then turn all heads off. There we go. So let's see what happens. Download program. Nothing happens. Maybe I should press the. There we go. As you can see, it works great, and there it goes off. So that's how the touch sensor works, guys. It's very easy to understand. Okie dokie. Right. Okay, fantastical. So let's work with the servos at the moment. So we've got a servo that will control the head from the center position to the left to right position. The problem for us with servos is it's got a limited range, and we need to figure out what the range is at the moment. So range is a big deal for us. And obviously you will see on the little Codebot, the cables are not that long, so we need to limit it a little bit to how far we want it to move. Okay, so we need to set servos, but we are not writing the program at the moment, guys. We are figuring out what the limits are of what we are doing. That's setting the servo. So our first servo settings, I'm going to set there. And let's look at the head. It's that is for 13, that's for the arm. Let's go for 15, that's for the head. And there you see it moves, so let's put it to the right position. I want it right there. That is straight front, straight forward. That's our first position. So I want to duplicate this thing, and then let's go to the one side and see how far we want to move. There we go. I think this is about how far we can move that way. We cannot really move any further than that, so that's fine to that side. And let's do this. Okay, setting in the middle, setting to the side. Okay, so the next one, duplicate, and we want to set it to the other side. Let's do it like this. There we go. How far do we want to move that way? So we've got 3 numbers here. This is the important numbers when we start writing the program. The first one is our center position, roughly. Then the second one is that limit. And the third one is the other limit. See there. So the head moves from side to side and center. Okay, let's put it center. Now I'm going to take this off and put it there for servo 15. That is the head. So I am going to move this stuff a little bit out of the way so we can see what we are doing, and we are going to set the next servo pretty soon. So this, let's see, add a comment. I'm going to add a comment here saying this is the head. This is the head movement. Head movement. Okay, head movement. So that's for the head. Let's make it a little bit smaller and we drag it there. That's our limits for the head. Now let's do the next one. The servo for the next one. Okay, that's one arm, so we are going for the left arm, servo 13, and set servo 13 again, and set servo 13 again. So we want to see where our arm should be. So set servo 90. So okay, would that be 90? Then the next one, let's see what the arm is doing. There you see the left arm going up, and we can take it up to there. That seems like a good position. And then the other way, back to about 100. Yeah, that should be fine. There's our positions. Good. So again, middle position, then forward position, backward position, middle, forward, backward. Now we can take these little guys, put it there, and we again have a reference for ourselves. This is what we want. We want a reference to make sure that we do understand where everything is. So I want to add a comment. This is for left arm movement, left arm movement, left arm movement. We'll put that in there, left arm movement. And I think we're going to have to set this for 14 is for right arm movement. So we change that to 14 for right arm movement, like that. And we'll test them again. So right arm movement, I think again 90 will be, there we go. 90 is sort of where we should be. I'll leave it at that. Then the forward movement, okay, the backward movement first. I think we backward. How far do we want to go? Backward. Yeah, I think that should do it, like say 45 degrees backward, and then forward to about the same as the other one, 139. Let's make it 139. There we go. So our setting should be pretty much the same for the two. Let's make that 47, and we'll go that for 90, and we'll keep these settings the same for the other arm also. There we go. So now we've got one more thing. Okay, we can get rid of that one. I think we can get rid of that one also, and we'll add a comment for the right arm. Okay, right arm movement. Okay, great. This is systematic. It should be easy to understand what we are doing. So basically all that we did at this moment was to try and find our limits for the arm movements and the head movement. If you go outside this limits, then you can probably break something. So try not to go outside this limits. That's basically what I'm trying to tell you at the moment. So, okay. Now let's get the start thing going. Now let's make this a little bit more. So we're going to try and control all the things separately in their own blocks. So the first one is a start block. So we're going to create start. The start one, I'm going to add a comment, call it start, and we'll drop it in there, start. Okay. So what is start going to do? Set servo motor. So we're going to set the servo motor servo 13 servo 14 and servo 15. So let's change them. Servo 14 and servo 15. So we want to set servo 15 to 100. Nope, I don't want to. My servo was 98, so I want mine at 98. 98, good. That's where I want mine. Okay, 98. And the other twos are set to 90 and 90. Those servos, that's center position. Okay, so there we go. If you look at the robot, I just set it back and everything is in resting position. Great, that's the first thing. Now the head position. So we are going to have a when clicked, control events, when clicked. So let's do the head movement now. Add head movement. There we go. That should be interesting, guys. Let's have some fun. Head movement. Okie dokie. So if we want to move the head, I think we're going to use the touch sensor to do that. So we are going to have to wait for something control. So we wait until, and obviously if we need an operator, wait until the touch sensor. So touch sensor sensing, touch sensor, where's our touch sensor? Touch sensor sensing equals 0. So we're going to use the touch sensor to get this thing going. Then we're going to do the control part, and I think we will repeat something, and let's repeat this 2 times, repeat 2 times. This is the head, so the head will move from side to side. Okay, so we will give it a wait, half a second, and then set servo. Let's set servo 15, because that's the head. Servo 15 is the head. We set servo 15 to 65 degrees. Now you'll see we are inside the head. 65 degrees, set servo P15, 65, I'm going to set it to 81 degrees. Let's do it. We set it to 81. Okay. Wait half a second. So let's duplicate this. I'm going to do that. Wait half a second. Then I'll set it to 135. And we'll wait half a second. Okay. And then we'll set it back. We'll set this one back outside. Duplicate. We'll set it back to 98. So let's see what happened if we do this. Press this button. That's the movement of the head. So we've got head movement going. Now it can be different numbers. I'm just using these numbers. It can be different numbers, so don't get too upset about the numbers. We've got start, head. What is the next thing? We want to move the left arm and then the right arm. So start, head, left arm, right arm. So next, when start on event, I'm going to do this for left arm. So add comment, left arm, open it in there, left arm. Right, so we're going to move left arm, and again we will use, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate this whole thing, drop it in there, and then we'll edit it a little bit. So we wait for touch sensor to be pressed. Then we repeat twice. Again, we wait half a second. We move servo 13. Servo 13. Now let's go and have a look at servo 13. The lower one is 47 and the upper one is 139. So we're going to move it. Let's say 139, 139, and we'll move this 50, and then we set it back to 90, and we are in 13 and 13, and we want this 90. There we go. So let's see what happens when we do this one. There you see the arms move, the left arm move. Great. So we've got that one sorted out. So let's again duplicate this thing, and now we are going to do the right arm. Add comment. Right arm. Put in the right arm there. Okay, come on. There we go. Right arm. Now we've got a lot of things going on here. It's for all the different movements. I do understand that you guys may think, oh wow, this is a lot of stuff that we need to do. But we control each part individually. That's just how Scratch works, and most of the other programs also. So again, when touch sensor work, we repeat this twice just to test it. Left arm, right arm, and we get our parameters for the right arm. 47 and 139. I think we set it the same. 47, we can have it like that. I think that will work just fine. So let's test this, and I press the button again. Let's look at the arm. It's moving just fine. Great. So we've got that part going also, and wow, now we are pretty happy with the arm movements. So we've learned how to set the arms and everything, and guys, we've got a working program. It's a working program, this. So what shall we do? If we click on this little guy, we say go, we should see something interesting happening. So let's do this. We click on that, and there we go. Wow. Yes, that was pretty cool. So we can now edit the program a little bit and say, okay, maybe we can do more with it. So why don't we do this? Double it up to 5 times. Got 5 times there, and 5 times there. Repeat 5 times, 5 times, 5 times, 5 times. We run this. Let's see what it does. Oh, he's sprinting down the home straight. There we go. That's fantastic, guys. I think we've just learned quite a bit about servo motors and how to control this thing and make it look really cool. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you learned something, and that it will get you ready for your exam papers. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.